Let's talk about how to forward your mail to a different address. So here's an overview I want you to pay attention to. So before we actually talk about the nitty-gritty here, let me give you an overview about the whole situation. Why you need to forward postal mail to another address. Well, number one, you recently moved out of your house, right? So a change of address is a compelling reason to redirect mail to another address. And let's say you have recently moved out. A good option is to keep forwarding mail from the old address to the new address until all of your mail senders know your new one. Because that way you do not want to lose your mail in the process, especially if you have an important mail that has been coming all along, right? And so another option that will make you actually forward your mail is if you frequently travel and have no one around to receive your mail. Basically, when we talk about frequent travelers and the ability not to have, the incapacity to have a person handling your mail. The thing is, if you have sensitive mail, and you need to open the mail ASAP, and you know that there are some organizations here that do not ship or do not send mail to a foreign location, then you might need to forward your mail to a different address. So if you frequently travel, you may choose to have your mail forwarded to your location, especially if you have no one to receive your mail on your behalf. Some people count on their neighbors, but that's not always a reliable option if you and your neighbors are traveling simultaneously. Think about it. Because your neighbor might be a nice person and all, but if you're traveling, if he's traveling, if she's traveling, if they're traveling, and there's nobody around to receive the mail, then we have a problem. Or even worse, let's say there has been a little problem in terms of understanding between you and your neighbors, then you can't rely on them anymore. So you are toast. So it's important, therefore, to find a solution, whether it is a temporary solution or a permanent solution. Okay. So mail forwarding services are a great option for travelers who really want to outsource the whole thing to third parties. That way, when you actually reach out to mail forwarding services, you have peace of mind because you sign a contract and everything is contractual, and it's a win-win. You just pay them and they'll take care of the back office for you. Boss, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here. Make yourself comfortable. You are going to enjoy today's conversation. Let me talk to you about the typology here. So when we talk about mail forwarding, there is a certain typology you need to have a clear idea about. First of all, there are different types of mail forwarding. So you have forwarding mail to yourself and you have forwarding mail to someone. So if you plan on moving out, you can easily visit the local post office and fill out a change of address form, COA. So go to the local USPS office and voila. You can also submit an online request. This service works if you have not notified mail senders of your new address and want the mail forwarded from the old to the new address. When you apply for this service, the COA, after filing the form COA, you actually request how long you want the USPS service. And obviously you can't have it for more than 2 years, but in some cases there could be exceptions, but they usually sort of cap you at around 18 months. So that's for forwarding mail to yourself. What about forwarding mail to someone? So you have recently moved out to your new house. Now you are receiving someone else's mail. You can easily forward their mail to them if you know their new address. So when you receive their mail, cross out the old address with a black marker, write the new address and write move or forward on the envelope. You can keep it in the mailbox or carry it to the post office. Okay. And the cool thing is that you can also request a PS form 3375 from the post office and change their address so you don't receive their mail again. So the possibilities are like you have 2 or 3 or 4 possibilities. Finally, you can contact the sender and tell them the person has moved out. However, this is not a convenient option if the person receives a lot of mail items. You do not want to actually become their mail manager, because you have your life, you have stuff to take care of. You can't really take care of your the old residents' mail for them. This is not a good thing. So, you do have options. Now, if there are other scenarios you have thought about, let us know in the comment section, and we'll answer you based on your situation. By the way, boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about how to forward your mail to a different address. Let me give you a few pro tips here. Let's talk about forwarding your mail using USPS mail forwarding service. And so the thing here is that, I just want to walk you through the USPS mail forwarding services and how to forward mail using the United States Postal Service, or the USPS. And I'll be talking about things like USPS premium forwarding services as well. So first of all, let's talk about standard or regular mail forwarding. And then I'll speak about extended mail forwarding. And finally, I'll talk about USPS premium forwarding services. So number one, standard or regular mail forwarding. So the USPS recommends that if you intend to stay away from home temporarily, you need to submit a temporary change of address, and the USPS will forward mail for 15 days and up to 1 year. And if you are moving out, you submit a permanent change of address request. So for a regular mail forwarding, USPS will forward your mail piece by piece and forward priority mail, periodicals, and first class mail for free. And then you have extended mail forwarding also. So standard mail forwarding is only for 12 months, regardless of whether you submitted request was a temporary or a permanent change of address. So this is kind of important. And if you want USPS to forward your postal mail for more than 12 months, you can purchase extended mail forwarding along with your change of address request, or update your request later. And so for additional 6 months, extended mail forwarding costs about $20. For 12 months, it's $30, and 18 months, you pay about $40. And you also have USPS premium forwarding service. So that's the PFS. So the USPS PFS has two options. They have PFS residential and PFS commercial. So the USPS premium mail forwarding service gives customers more flexibility when it comes to when they receive their mail. And unlike standard mail forwarding, which is forwarded piece by piece, customers can control when they receive mail with premium forwarding services. In addition, the United States Postal Service offers paid mail forwarding. So that's the premium part of things. So the forwarded mail is delivered once a week for premium forwarding service, residential, and customers pay a one-time enrollment fee, and priority mail ships the mail. Fantastic. Let me talk to you about the steps you need to follow here. So if you want to request to forward your mail in person, there are steps you need to really pay attention to. So first of all, let's talk about standard mail forwarding. So if you want to redirect your mail, the process is very easy. And the cool thing is that, you want to visit your local post office, and you can check for, you basically want to make sure you want to check for the local opening hours. And you want to ask for a free Mover's Guide packet. So it's called a Mover's Guide packet. And you want to fill out the PS form 3575. This is actually the USPS mail forwarding form inside the Mover's Guide packet. And so the thing is that when you apply for a change of address at the post office, you do not pay any fees at all, okay? Request standard mail forwarding, temporary or permanent. And the cool thing is you can extend mail forwarding for additional fees. And after you fill out the change of address form, hand it to the postal worker. And expect to receive a confirmation letter to your new address after 5 business days. If you do not receive a letter, please go back to the post office and request that letter. You need to have the letter so that you can be in the system. So that's for the standard mail forwarding. Now let's talk about premium mail service. If you want more control over when to receive your mail, you can apply for the USPS premium forwarding services. So how do you do it? Basically, you want to submit your request at the post office of your PO box. You want to take a primary ID, so a driver's license with a clear photo, and also take a secondary ID to confirm your residence at the forwarding address. In other words, your current address. And one thing I want to say here is that if you submit your PFS request at the post office, you cannot manage or update the service online. So that's why we tell a lot of our viewers it's just a lot better to either do things online or not online at all. One thing I need to say here is that when we talk about the PFS commercial, customers pay an annual enrollment fee Customers also pay postage for envelopes based on the mail volume, and they can choose the delivery frequency, how often they want to receive their mail. And mail is bundled and shipped via Priority Mail or Priority Mail Express. So the possibilities are there. Okay. UPS mail forwarding cost of enrollment, like the cost of the enrollment for this service at the post office is $25.45 plus the weekly fees. Okay. Boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about how to forward your mail to a different address. Let me give you a bonus here. How do you submit a mail forwarding request online? Because I said before that if you do it at the post office, you can't change it online later on. So how do you do it online? So I first want to talk about standard mail forwarding, and then I'll speak later on about premium mail forwarding. So let's first talk about standard mail forwarding. So you want to visit the official USPS website, and you want to select permanent or temporary change of address. And if you enroll online, you pay an identity verification fee of $10. You want to complete the online form. And once you complete the form, you will receive an email with a confirmation code. Use this code to edit or cancel the request. And you will receive a welcome kit to your new address with coupons from USPS partners. And USPS will forward your mail piece by piece to your new address. And if there's a change in your plans, make sure that you notify USPS again. You can go back online and amend your information. So that's for the standard mail forwarding. Now, what about the premium mail forwarding? Same procedure here. You want to visit the PFS residential online. You need to create a USPS account. And after you do that, you need to complete the form. So like they ask you for basic information and nothing really complicated here. And when you complete the form, you will see the total amount you will pay for the forwarding period. But they will charge your credit card or debit card for the weekly fee. And the cool thing is you can always add or remove weeks to your request later on. And what I want to say also is that you can manage the PFS residential service online only if you enroll online. That's what I was telling you earlier. If you do not think about, like, if you do not envision to change the format later on, so choose only one. So if you choose online, you stay with the online format. If you choose the postal office, the USPS office, then you will have to do things offline. It really depends on what really works for you. Some people are comfortable with things digitally and some people are not. So, it's totally up to you. So here is the decision here. How do you update, cancel mail forwarding? I mean, stuff happens. Maybe you change your mind and, so USPS forwards mail to your new address for a limited time until you notify correspondents that you have changed your address permanently. And so please update personal records with the Social Security Administration if you receive Social Security, retirement, or disability benefits. Also contact the state election office to update your voter registration card and credit card companies to update billing addresses. So you can easily cancel the service if you no longer need it or edit your request. So here's how you do it. So let's first talk about the standard mail forward, and then I'll talk about the PFS. So let's talk about standard mail forward online, and then I'll talk about standard mail forward in person. So what about online? So online, you want to visit the USPS websites. And again, the USPS website is managemymove.usps.com. Okay. And so you visit the website to manage or cancel your request and enter the new zip code and the confirmation code you have received when you submitted your change of address request and press submit. You can make the changes you need or cancel the request. You can make only 2 changes in one day though. So within 24 hours, you have two changes that are possible. So let's talk about the standard mail forward in person. And you can always edit your change or address request online if you have submitted your request at the post office. However, if you lose the confirmation code, you can go to the post office to make changes or cancel the request. Let's talk about PFS online. So here you want to sign into your USPS account. You want to visit your profile and go to your activity history. Click cancel the order and you will receive an email confirming the cancellation. If you do not receive an email confirming the confirmation, something is wrong. Go back and start over. And click edit if you want to make changes to your order, and use the calendar to edit start or end date and click update order. Let's talk about PFS in person. So if you enrolled at the local post office, you must contact the post office to cancel or make changes. Contact them by phone or in writing before the last ship date on the PFS residential application. You must pay actually for extending the service with the additional weeks before the new service period. Let me share with you a winner here. There is an alternative to USPS mail forwarding service. As a matter of fact, there are many alternatives to USPS mail forwarding. The USPS mail forwarding service redirects mail for a short time up to 18 months to your new location. With the USPS, you must fill out the change of address form whenever you move to a new address. Then the postal service will redirect mail from your old address to your new address. Now let's find out more information about the alternatives to the USPS service. So first of all, you have virtual mailbox service. So as an alternative, you can sign up for a virtual mailbox service. Service providers offer various locations you can pick. They will receive incoming mail on your behalf and can redirect mail items to any mailing address you decide. With the virtual mailbox, you get an online account where you can control actually your mail. You can ask service providers, for example, to scan certain mail items so you can read them online, start forwarding critical mail items as soon as they arrive, and shred whatever you don't need. So this is kind of cool. And so features actually vary from one service provider to another, but the service is mainly for you if you change your address frequently. So some popular service providers you might consider are Earth Class Mail, Post Scan Mail, Anytime Mailbox, Traveling Mailbox, iPostal One, and Virtual Post Mail. You also have US Global Mail, okay? But this is kind of cool. And one thing I need to say here is that you are also able to forward a mail that is not yours. But you got to know the person's particulars, though. If you know the person's address, it's easy. Scratch the old address and write the correct address. Then write move or forward on the envelope. This is the best way. Now, there's another way. You just request form 3375 and change the person's address so you no longer receive their mail. And when we talk about forwarding a postal mail, basically, is it free? Well, USPS forward first-class mail, periodicals, and premium shipping services for free. However, USPS doesn't forward media, mail, and USPS retail ground for free. And so something you need to think about. So bottom line here is what? Forwarding your mail to a different address is easy, and there are many options you can choose from. And so we just hope that this video was really helpful to you when it comes to at least clarifying the topic. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, I explained to you how to forward your mail to a different address. I gave you the overview, the typology, the pro tips, the steps, the bonus, the decision, the winner, and now the recap. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.